Master Bruce Wayne, can I get you anything? No, Alfred. Yo, guys, so I just bought this new house. How do you guys like it? You know, my e-commerce biz has been taking off, so just thought I'd buy something, splurge real quick. It is fucking freezing out here. Oh my god, like I did not bring a sweater and I am fucking living life out here. I was trying to take some Insta pics for her grad. Congrats, the class of 2020. Cam's just out here chilling like a villain.
The coat hanger.
The coat hanger. He's literally just finished his boards, so like he's about to be a doctor right now. He's a free man. So we're in Newport, Rhode Island, just checking out the mansions and living life, living large. I'm out here and yeah, it's a good time to be alive. I'll check in with you guys soon. What's up, guys? I am back in Providence. As you can see, I came back from I'm back in Boston from Providence. I just got back an hour ago. It was a good day. It's Sunday today, May 17th. I'm super excited because tomorrow, finally, goddamn, Boston is reopening and I'll finally get to go back to the gym. I'm going to be a weak-ass limp noodle when I go in when I go back into the gym. But you know, we all have to start somewhere again. I'm starting over again, trying to get back into shape. Gonna be doing Greg's Greek God Kino Body instead of his body weight program that I was doing earlier. So it's gonna be good to get back into the groove, back into the system. I'm gonna be resuming my cut. Basically, I'm gonna go, you know, just like very disciplined, tracking my calories, counting my macros, everything like that. And you know, hopefully I'll have a six-pack again by mid-June to late June, definitely by July. So that's gonna be good. I'm going to basically go extra ham, extra hard for all the times that I've been counted out, like in this quarantine, just like sitting at home trying to do stuff and I couldn't. So I'm going to basically put in all the effort that I wasted in quarantine in these last few months of summer, and this is gonna be one hell of a summer. I promise you, I'm going to be way, you know, in better shape than what you see me now in, and you know, my vlogs for the finale in for vlog season 1 is gonna be dope. I'm going to be in the best shape I've ever been in my life. And yeah, just big things are coming. Big things, I promise you. So stay tuned and, you know, stay with the journey. We're gonna be going for a hell of a ride. So I'm excited about that. Besides that, you know, it's been good being in Providence, seeing Kim, seeing how far he's come, seeing Aura. She just graduated from PC, Providence College. So congratulations, Aura. Shouts out, Friars. That was cool. I saw her graduation virtually. So I feel kind of bad for the class of 2020. You know, their commencement ceremony and everything was kind of messed up. And you know, it is a messed up time. But hopefully in October, I think that's when the you know, kind of a follow-up commencement is happening. And hopefully they'll get to have that time that I got to have last year, which was a very special moment for me. I remember my graduation and it was very dope. John Krasinski came and talked at our graduation on Brown class of 2019, and it's pretty dope. Eli actually shook his hand, so and I waved to him and he waved back to me. So John Krasinski, you're a cool guy, and the fact that you made that Some Good News network or channel, you know, web series, that's pretty cool, man. And seeing that reunion in the office, that was pretty entrepreneurial of you too, and a great moment. I feel like that made everybody, you know, a little bit more happier in this quarantine. So shouts out John Krasinski. Yeah, man, it looks like we're starting to wrap up this quarantine, wrap up this challenging time that we've been in, and we're all kind of, as a collective, as a society, kind of rolling into our or ramping up into the summertime and back to normality, which I'm so excited for. Tomorrow is going to be a big day for me, and thank God it's coming. I'm going to Ohio next week for Memorial Day weekend and for Eid al-Fitr, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but if you didn't know, my parents were from Bangladesh, and they were born Muslim. I was born Muslim. I was raised in the Muslim culture, Bengali culture, and so they celebrate Eid, and they're fasting right now, and so it'll be 2-in-1, Memorial Day and Eid. So it'll be a great celebration time. I have fond memories of Eid. It's basically like the Christmas for Muslims. Not quite, but like kind of. Anyways, so I'm excited for that. I do think this quarantine, by unintuitively actually, brought us closer together as a family, because now we're like talking to each other more regularly, more scheduled, like FaceTiming each other, which we didn't, take the time to do before. So, there's some silver linings to this quarantine, to this, moment. So it's not all, bad. Anyways, I wanted to jump into the topic of today's video, which was to continue on with the Good Life movement and kind of spit out some ideas that will kind of be necessary for your kind of financial understanding, and kind of the way that this is an assumption or kind of a rule that's like embedded in the laws of wealth. So I don't know, I guess you can call this law too, but I'm probably going to reorder everything at some point. And that law is basically offense versus defense. Play on offense. Offense is the best defense. So I should have said that better. Law 2 is offense is the best defense. Okay, so what does that mean? It means that you can't save your way to success. You can't save your way to being wealthy. So I know Paul Graham has a lot of ways that you can hack kind of wealth, or you can hack savings, and there's the FIRE movement or whatever, or REST movement. I forgot what it's called, where you basically retire early by the age of 20 something. And the thing is, what I'm advocating here is not that. I'm not trying to live like a basically off of coupons and budgeting and basically living half of a life, or living not fully, so that way I can save money and retire early. Like, that's not what I'm trying to advocate. I'm advocating actual wealth that is generational and builds. You can do that, this REST movement or whatever, and you're probably not going to have generational wealth, unfortunately. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, for me personally, that isn't, financial freedom. That isn't, wealth per se. That's basically, like a cost-efficient way of living. And certainly there's room for efficiency, but, you should be efficient with your spending. You don't want to waste money, but, that isn't going to be the idea behind this movement. Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to basically be the next leaders in terms of society, in terms of steering the wheel and moving this mountain that we're in. So what I'm advocating is true wealth, financial freedom. So okay, let me rewind and go into this topic a little bit further. What do I mean by offense is the best defense? I mean that saving money is a defensive strategy, what saving money does is it prevents you from losing money. So it prevents you from being poor, but it doesn't make you rich. What offense is making money, right? So rather than, thinking, how am I going to become rich? How am I going to afford this? You don't say, well, I can save up by not buying, my latte every day. You don't say that. You say, I'm just gonna make more money, right? I'm just gonna find a side hustle. I'm going to, flip some of my old items. I'm gonna do something proactive rather than reactive to make money. And that's what I mean by offense. You're not trying to make the most of what you already have. You're trying to make more of what you don't have. Okay, it's more of a go-getter attitude. And I'll say this now, I don't know if I've said it before, when you're an entrepreneur, the most important matter is being a go-giver. And being a go-getter is important to a degree, but you don't want to be a taker, you want to be a giver. You don't want to just be a leech of value and not give anything away. That's why do good is a pillar in this movement, because you're not going to go very far if you're just taking. Eventually, people are going to run out of patience with you, and you're going to realize what you're doing, and it's not going to take you very far. So all the strategies that I'm trying to embed, or the values that are embedded in this movement, are all long-term. They're all goal or results oriented, goal-oriented, far-sighted, focused. Okay, they're not short-term strategies that will give you short-term success. Okay, having said that, how do you play on offense in practicality? What does that mean? It means that if saving your money, putting it, saving maybe 10% of your income every paycheck to your savings account, rather than saving money defensively, you invest money offensively. Okay, so that means you buy assets rather than liabilities, right? That's law 1. You buy assets. Okay, and so that's one way to be offensive, buying assets that appreciate in value. You can also be offensive by taking on more work, increasing the amount of hours that you have. For example, working 60 hours a week instead of 40 hours a week. Or, because I don't recommend that, if you're being paid just by time, you want to be paid for your results. I'll go into that in another video. But so yeah, you can work more or work harder. The other thing you can do is you can negotiate a raise in your salary. So you do the same work, but you ask for an increased price that reflects more of the value that you bring. It's another way of increasing your value or your assets or your capital offensively. And there's also, like I mentioned before, selling the stuff that you have, flipping kind of things. Gary Vee's a very big proponent of this, where he goes into thrift shops or whatever, garage sales, buys stuff, and then sells them for a higher value. That's completely possible. You can do that. So that's another offensive strategy. And you see that those instances of people who have a pen, or they start with $1 and they trade all their way up to like buying a house from that $1 that they started with. So it's certainly possible, but that is kind of the idea behind the offensive versus defensive mindset about money, about wealth. You don't want to be someone who retires early by saving up and buying secondhand goods and living off of coupons. Like, that's just not a way to live, in my opinion. That's not a good life. That is, for some people, a way to live. And to be honest, like, I've read the book The Millionaire Next Door, and so most millionaires are actually people who are everyday people that You see across the street, like you wouldn't tell any difference between them and you, because they actually, the people who are flaunting the millionaire lifestyle are typically not in that lifestyle for long, or if they actually have it, then they have a lot of it. They don't buy something unless they can buy it twice or thrice or even 10 times. So a lot of ideas there that I've been floating out, but yes, I'm not trying to advocate this rest movement or fire movement. I forgot between the two what it's called, but so what I'm advocating is for generational wealth that you build for your family, for your generation, and for your kids and their kids, and hopefully you're building a dynasty, like the Waltons, or there's even, I forgot what the family is called, but there's a family that basically is the shadow hand in all of politics and the world, and they I'm going into some conspiracy theories at this point, but long story short, okay, law 2 of wealth is offense is the best defense. The more money you make, the wealthier your life is going to be, the more financially free your life is going to be, and you're not going to worry about fighting for crumbs when when you've got the bread, right? You're not worrying about $5 questions, you're worrying about $50,000 questions, $100,000 questions, okay? You're not trying to, save up coupons, scrounging for the, best deal that you can go in your grocery store. You're actually, doubling the money that you would have made in an hour. You're making money while you sleep. You're, making money moves, mogul talk, I don't know, I'm kind of just rolling out ideas here. There's no kind of plan behind any of this, but these are kind of the thoughts that I have that are just like rolling, in the background in my mind, that kind of guide the decisions I make financially. So that's just where I'm kind of coming up with this stuff. But anyways, I'm gonna leave it at that. If you like, or if you were entertained or learned anything new today, drop me a like, leave me a comment. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. What do you think about the second law of wealth? Is offense the best defense? Do you really believe in saving money instead of spending money? Are you very risk averse? What's your risk tolerance? I want to know what you guys have to say about that. Let's have a discussion in the comments. Besides that, don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss next week's video. I am totally out of it in this outro. I'm just clocked out apparently. But as always, I love you guys, and I will see you next Thursday. Peace.